What's up, gamers and geeks? Matt here with That's Fair Podcasting and Gaming Geeks Live. Now, I'm going to talk about the upcoming game Fable. And in the first trailer that we got some years back, I remember it pushed my interest far away, looking at the protagonist they used in it and making me think that that might at that point in time be our only option as far as who we're going to have to play in that video game. And given the time frame at which that first trailer originally dropped, most of the gaming developers were so progressive pumping out this shit that it was a safe bet that that was going to be your only option. Now, however, with the latest reveals, my interest has changed slightly as there is a character creation involved in this upcoming Fable. But it does beg the question, how in-depth is that character creation going to be? Is it going to be enough? Stay tuned. I'm pretty critical of the Fable franchise, having played them religiously when they were released back in the day. Now, given the fact that these older games had memorable NPCs, you had that quirky British humor and whatnot, is this latest reveal going to be enough for us? If you are new here, please feel free to subscribe to That's Fair Podcasting or Gaming Geeks Live. Please like my video, help me in that algorithm as you've been doing. And if you don't do any of those and you just hear yet another YouTuber talking about Fable and you decide to stick with me, thank you so much. That's what matters the most. We'll start with the visualization of the latest reveal. That is the selling point thus far. Is it enough? That remains to be seen. But let's talk about how I thought the graphics looked wonderful. I thought it was a beautiful world that they gave you. You had Bowerstone that just looked like something you never had even imagined before. And you have, I believe, a port city known as Bloodstone as well. But I'll be on look to be done with just a lot of beauty. A lot of good work was put into the visualization and the artwork that has been displayed in the latest reveal trailer. So as far as the visual aspects of this game, it looks really good. I mean, again, you know, I love the world of Albion. And Bowerstone obviously is, don't quote me on it, I think it's the largest city that we've played in the Fable series. I'm not sure. I do know that there are other places that we had visited in the past, Litchfield, Darkwood, Greatwood, and some other places. But yeah, the visual artwork in that game from the reveal trailer actually, in a lot of ways to me, looks stunning. That's the plus that I'm picking up from this game so far. Let's talk about the character creation. Now, it is uncertain just how in-depth it's going to go with your character creation. We do know that there was a lot of backlash for the older trailer that came out. God, I don't even know how long it was. Was it 2020? But anyway, you had that pretty ugly protagonist chick. I mean, uglier than a mud fence, man. And does that matter? I mean, you know, I hear a lot of people bitching like on Facebook and other social media platforms. They're sitting there bitching going, well, come on, it was medieval times, you know, you didn't have good looking people. Yes, but this is a video game. I'm not asking for reality. When I play a video game, I'm looking to escape reality. And let's be honest, some of those people in the past that you were able to marry in the other Fables, man, they had, well, let's just put it this way, they looked like females, you know? But again, how in-depth is the character creation going to be? I mean, from what we saw in the latest reveal, you picked up different outfits, but it didn't really seem like it was a very deep character creation, and I don't think it is. And don't even get me started on how they had the male protagonist walking. I'm beginning to think they just slapped a skin on it and used the original female. Let's hope that's what it was, because when you're walking by some of the women in that trailer, they're walking a little bit more manlier than the men are walking. Now, is a walk important as a man? Yeah, to me, it is. But is that progress as far as character creation? Absolutely. At least from the first trailer that we saw, the ability to be able to create what you're going to look like as far as picking presets. Now, that's what I think it's going to be in this new Fable. You're not going to have eye sliders, nose sliders, ears, cheekbones, chins. You're probably not going to go into that kind of detail that like a Dragon's Dogma 2 would let you go into, or your typical Bethesda game. You're probably going to just have presets, much like in the way of 7 Days to Die. But is that going to be enough? I mean, yeah, it is a work in progress, hopefully, but these walking styles for men, my God, those have to go. Those are absolute dog shite. And I want to, if I'm a hero of Albion, I want to move like a hero, not like a, you get it. Please tell me you get it. Now, there is body type in this as well, instead of gender. Now, that's not a deal breaker for me, and here's why. Normally, I could see why body type would be a deal breaker for a lot of the people that are anti-progressive. And yes, I am anti-progressive 100%. But I believe they used body type in Baldur's Gate 3, and that game turned out to be beautiful. There was DEI you could consider in Baldur's Gate 3, but it wasn't forced DEI. It was organic with player choice. So when you do a game that way, you can craft a very beautiful game like Baldur's Gate 3 did by Larian Studios. So yes, there was a body type. If I'm not mistaken, there was not gender, but body type in Baldur's Gate 3, but it worked because it wasn't forced DEI. It was all more organic, and I'll take organic over forced any day because I won't pre-order. I don't pre-order games. There's only a couple of pre-order games I'm actually trusting in 2026, and one of them is going to be Blood of Dawnwalker, and maybe I won't do GTA 6. I'm buying it, but I probably won't pre-order. So probably just one by Rebel Wolves, Blood of Dawnwalker. So I won't be pre-ordering Fable. I need to see it released, and I need to see some of my favorite YouTubers telling me what I'm getting in this game before I actually make that purchase. Let's talk about how every building in this game is going to be, you're going to be able to enter it. You're going to be able to purchase these buildings, and eventually, if you choose to be, you can become a landlord with these buildings, collecting rent, evicting tenants. You can be that prick if you want. I'm pretty sure it's going to be predicated upon a reputation system. So if you build a good reputation, obviously, if you choose light side, you get like a halo. I think if you choose dark side, you'll have glowing eyes. Probably won't be the devil horns this time, but you'll have glowing eyes. So there'll be a visual representation of what path you're choosing. Now, I'm fairly certain that they're going to react to you by maybe the physical appearance that you have, or just by reputation, but you're going to be able to purchase every building in this game if you choose to. That's a lot of ownership. I mean, if you want to be a dictator, well, let's be a dictator, right? But you can evict and rent out and make money with all these properties that you purchase. So there's something to look out for there. Now, there's also being stated that there's over 1,000 unique NPCs. They're all marryable from what we've been hearing in this whole thing. I'm sure everyone's tired of hearing, yes, we know there's over 1,000 NPCs. And in this, you can marry, you can have children. If I remember correctly, it's been a minute, but you can have children in the other Fables too, but you can marry, have children. But in this one, you can divorce. And I got to make a spoof here, I have to say it, but I wonder if you, no offense, you kind of go that Mormon route and you start marrying a bunch of different women if it allows you. What if you start having kids with all these women and you're divorcing them? Is there going to be child support in Albion? That would be hilarious. I mean, why wouldn't there be, right? I mean, if you can marry and divorce and marry and divorce over and over, and you keep having kids, you're probably going to want your coins. So you better start purchasing up property a lot, because that shite's expensive. Now let's talk about you being able to marry all 1,000 people. Now, does this mean that one person playing one body type, and I will call it gender, one person playing one gender? So if I'm a guy, which I'm a dude in the game, I will be, does that mean I can marry all the males and all the females in the game? Because that's not organic. I hope that's not what they mean. I hope they mean that you can marry some men, most of women, depending on how they go. I mean, I don't have a problem with homosexual relationships. I never have. I have family members deeply involved in those relationships, and I love them like equals. I mean, so I don't care about that, but I don't want it to be like a Dragon Age to Velgard where everyone's pansexual and you can marry everybody. Let's say there's 500 men, 500 women, you can marry all 500 of each. Come on, let's pull the plug on that shite, because again, that is the forced DEI that I'm not looking forward to. Now, let's talk about the combat. I thought in this new reveal trailer, it looked a little cleaner than your normal Fable combat. Now, Fable, combat is a big part of Fable. I remember fighting the Wolverines in the first one, and you had that ground pound thing or whatever it was called, and you could just, all your enemies could be thrown off their feet. So you were given certain specific specialty moves. And if you look in the video, there's down on the bottom right, I believe it's based on right triggers. You're going to have a lot of those specialty moves as well. So, you know, you're going to have hopefully a Fable feel as far as the combat is concerned. Again, I thought the combat looked cleaner overall. But again, it's going to be easier when you got an updated engine with updated graphics and a beautiful setting. Now, this is a Western developing studio, so there are signs of DEI in this game. But again, I think there's a difference between forced and organic. So I think as there's going to be a lot more uncovered as this game draws closer, and possibly more, shall we say, reveal trailers coming along that might indicate and give us more clues on exactly what that is going to be. But many of the females had, again, more manlier walks than the males. Like when you're watching the man walk, and he walks past this darker complected woman, she has a butchier walk, and like I'm thinking she could kick his ass. So I'm thinking the Western developing studio, I think your men probably walk the way they do in this video game is what I'm thinking. I'm kind of drawing that from that. But anyway, the interactions, they were decent looking when you watched the trailer. The facial expressions were fairly generic to me. And the females in that game, they didn't really stand out as very charismatic, very beautiful looking. And again, I've said this before, people online are sitting there bitching at me. You know, I get called like an incel and all this, and you know, I don't care. You can call me whatever you want, but the fact is, I'm sorry, my eyes don't betray me. If I want to see a beautiful woman, like let's take Pan Am for instance, in Cyberpunk 2077. That's a beautiful woman. Take Miranda, you know, take Tali, you know, in the Mass Effects. I mean, yes, I mean they're called eye candy for a reason. And the females in this game, they looked kind of just average, stagnant, kind of flat-chested, which, I mean, do I need cartoons to look hot? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And so, you know, I understand that in medieval times, you know, you didn't have all these hot-looking people. But again, it's a freaking video game, man. This isn't reality. I think reality went out the window with the whole Fable concept anyway. So, yeah, let's talk about that. 1,000 NPCs though. Is it going to be like Starfield with the 1,000 planets? You're going to have dead NPCs basically. I was watching a Vera Dark YouTube on this. Shout out, trademark to Vera Dark. But yeah, you know, she believes that a lot of these unique voices were AI because she felt that they were kind of boring and bland. And she's right. When you watch that reveal trailer, I have to agree with Vera Dark on that one. That, you know, they didn't all sound completely human. They were a little too manufactured for their own good. But maybe that's just the voice acting, and maybe they are unique voices. But I kind of have to lean towards Vera Dark on this one. But yeah, so are you really going to be able to have 1,000 different voices? Maybe. It did take quite a few years to make this game, I guess. But yeah, hopefully they're a lot more meaningful. It's not like Starfield with 1,000 planets. 1,000 NPCs versus 1,000 planets is kind of where I'm going with that one. The overall view, it's just not wowing me. The trailer didn't wow me. It's not going to be very. I'm not as excited for this as I am for some other IPs coming out this year. So again, it didn't wow me. I think that there could be a lot more. Some of the frame rate in that video seemed to drop a bit if you watch it, and but it's reminding me of Avowed a little bit in a lot of ways with. Again, Vera Dark, I have to agree with her on the color shading, but in a lot of ways, the movement and whatnot. I mean, at least these people in the Fable video were actually moving, weren't just standing there in place, which was creepy. Looking at you, Obsidian and Avowed. Will I purchase this? Yes, I will. I'll purchase it, but I won't, and I'll stream it on my, I haven't streamed in months, but I'll stream it on my Twitch account, and I'll purchase it, but guys, I don't think it's worthy of a pre-order. I'd like to see a little bit more. My overall grade is a C-, if not a D+. But hopefully we see more reveal trailers. That's really all I have. I'm not really sold on this new Fable. It doesn't give me the Fable feel, but we'll see. Maybe some more reveal trailers can put that whole issue to bed for me, and hopefully when we see another man as the protagonist. He actually walks like there's nothing stuck up his arse. So anyway, guys, that's all I had. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please feel free to subscribe to That's Fair Podcasting or Gaming Geeks Live. Again, please like that video, help me in that algorithm. And if you didn't do any of those and you just watch this video, yet another one on Fable, thank you so much. And to all you gamers out there, all love, and I'm outro.